This starts from a place wherein we know that there's more to life than the daily hustle. Life can be an expression of your vision, values, and purpose, and your business can be a part of that expression. Managing your business finances is more than just knowing your numbers. It's about raising the framework that dreams are built upon, and it's about making an impact. In order to express your dreams into reality and make an impact, you need to know yourself and know your business. As a healing arts professional, this is a career that will consistently challenge you to develop yourself in many ways, to develop in your compassion, to develop in your capacity to serve, and ultimately to know yourself and understand human nature in a profound way. Knowledge of self sets the energetic foundation for true success, a success that deeply embodies who you are at the core of your being. Knowledge of self allows you to establish the inner structure of your values, and then express those values outwardly into your vision and into the structure of your business. For a successful business, there needs to be both structure and flow. The tools of accounting and bookkeeping provide the structure to ensure a proper flow in your business. These tools become a way to project your vision into reality as an entrepreneur. So this is a high-altitude view to provide the context of why accounting, bookkeeping, and other business processes are vitally important. This is the perspective that will prepare you to work at the ground level and begin to see how these principles and practical tools apply to your business in its everyday activities. Way to go! You're taking steps to better yourself, to better your practice, and ultimately to better your patient experience through these courses. Embracing the business side of a healing arts practice isn't easy, but it's vitally important. And I get it. You trained for years to learn the skills that you're using to help your patients or your clients. You may not have received a lot of business training, if any at all. And you're busy saving lives, or at least helping others to regain their life energy in some profound way. So it's okay if you don't have a great handle on your business at this point. There's no shame in that. You're busy doing a lot of amazing things for your community and for the world already. That's a lot. So that's why I say way to go for taking steps to better yourself, to better your business through these courses amidst all that. My name is Bill Hershey. I'm a holistic business coach and bookkeeper, and I'd like to present to you an integrated approach to running a successful holistic practice. The art of healing may come naturally to you. My goal in these lessons is to help you develop a firm grasp on what I call the art of finances. I consider the financial arts as an integrative and holistic approach to working with the financial and business structures of your business. Together, knowledge of the healing arts coupled with the knowledge of the financial arts can have a profound healing impact for your family, for your community, and for the world at large. The reality is, we live in a world where finances affect many important aspects of our lives. And a holistic approach to life compels us to recognize all the aspects of the systems we work within, including money. Yet, even though money is such a predominant force in today's world, the reality is that most of us don't receive formal education on financial literacy. I'm hoping these lessons and the lessons of this series will help strengthen your skills in this regard. If you're here in this course, I know that you have a capacity to strengthen both your financial IQ and your financial EQ, which is your financial emotional quotient. After all, these are two distinct forms of intelligence, and in relation to money, both our rational intellectual approach and the emotional feeling approach are important. Financial wellness is the missing piece in holistic health. Financial wellness is actually a major underpinning for all the major aspects of healthy living. Whether it's being able to afford healthy organic food, whether it's being able to afford the time to prepare freshly cooked, nourishing meals, or being able to afford quality holistic health care. And earning enough to have a healthy work-life balance so you don't have to be caught working 50, 60 plus hours a week, so that you can actually have time to maintain healthy and meaningful connection with loved ones, with community, with nature, and with source. If we're under financial stress, it can affect our health and wellness in many direct and indirect ways. And the health and wellness of both you as the entrepreneur and your patients or clients is tied to the financial stability of your business. These courses will equip you with practical tools and knowledge to develop a solid foundation for your finances as a healing arts entrepreneur. Not only that, with a holistic approach to the financial arts, you'll begin to see the meaning and significance behind the processes and systems that are essential for running a successful healing arts business. In this first lesson, we'll look at how accounting can become highly intentional and highly aligned with your vision, values, and purpose. How do you feel when you hear the words business, marketing, finances, sales? Do any of those words make your body constrict or tighten up? If so, you're not alone. I've avoided these subjects very diligently for over 2 decades. Now I've come to see them in a completely different light, and I'd like to share my discovery with you. As a healing arts entrepreneur, the reality is that you are running a business, and there are many important processes that define a business's ability to be successful. Now let's take a quick pause. This is important. What does success mean for you? Go ahead, take a moment, pause the video if you'd like, and write it down, or speak it out, or think about it. What is your personal vision of success? What does that look like for you when you picture it? What do you want that to feel like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you're living in that situation that you consider to be success? I'll wait here while you do that. Go ahead and pause the video, come back when you're ready. Okay, great. Thanks for doing that. If you didn't do that, that's fine. We can just roll forward. I'm sure you've written down or spoken some really beautiful aspirations if you went ahead with that exercise. This will serve as an anchor for us as we move forward. So back to business. I'd like to reframe this for you. Being a business owner is a psycho-spiritual journey of deep personal development. It compels you to develop in ways that you might otherwise avoid by holding down a simple job. And there's nothing wrong with holding down a simple job. It's just a different path of personal development. But running a business has us touch into highly emotionally charged subjects, like pricing our services, which may connect with our perception of self-value or self-worth. It touches into how we view and handle responsibility and power. All of these elements are important, and they provide fertile ground for self-development. And being an entrepreneur can be a catalyst for helping us reach our full potential as a human being. So framed in this way, let us approach the subject of business and finances from the framework of developing ourselves to our fullest potential and rendering our best to the world. After all, business is not the goal. Business is the container. This is a container that can help us carry out our life's work and fulfill our sacred purpose in this world. So here's a quick overview of what we're going to cover in this course. The deeper meaning of accounting. We're going to look at how accounting can be reflected by nature's principles, believe it or not. That there are some very basic phenomena in the world we live in that we can use as guiding principles as we approach our business. And being a healing arts entrepreneur, you've studied nature's principles. You hold those close to your heart. So I think this is going to make it really easy for you to apply those same principles to your business in the framework of your finances. We're also going to look at proactive practices of good financial hygiene. We're going to look at why these basic routines, practices, and habits are important. And it all starts with a vision. To lead this off, I'd like you to remember back to the reasons why you decided to study the healing arts and the holistic health sciences. What ideas did you have for the future at that time? Not just for your future, but for the future of the world. This is important because we'll be working from this place as our baseline as we unpack this subject of accounting. How does a subject like accounting attain meaning? Accounting, which to some may seem dry, meaningless, perhaps even materialistic, or even exploitive at times. But accounting is simply a tool, and like any other tool, it can be used either for ill or it can be leveraged for tremendous good. So why am I doing what I do? What is my vision? What are my values? What is my purpose? These are really important guiding questions that form the basis for why we're approaching our business the way we do, why we run the business the way that we do. There's a leader in the thought world of business. His name is Simon Sinek. Some of you may have heard this gentleman's name before. He's from the UK. He's famous for bringing up about this concept of why into the business world. As a business that has a void in their why, they're not going to be sustainable. And they're obviously not approaching their business in a holistic way if they don't have a deep meaning or a why to what they're doing. This is Simon Sinek's assertion. I believe that he's totally on, being a holistic-minded person myself. So go ahead and take a look at what your why is, because this is the most vital piece of your business. You can take a moment to think that out. You can write it out or even speak it out. Go ahead and pause your video if you'd like, or you can just hang out for a few seconds and we'll move on. Okay, great. Thanks for doing that. For those of you who went with the exercise, how do we bridge the gap between ideals and reality? Ultimately, accounting with intention allows us to express our vision, our values, and our purpose into this world through the grounded framework of finances. And the process of accounting becomes a practical and effective way of holding ourselves accountable to our own heart's aspirations. Accounting helps us to bridge a gap, build a bridge between the gap, between the ideals that we hold and the reality we create with our business. So responsibility, accountability, and power. These are some of the larger pieces of a conceptual framework of how this fits in. It's important because it will inform every decision, every process in your business. What fragrance? You see the flowers here. What fragrance do you want to emit through your work, through your business, through your presence? What fruits does your work bring to this world? In what way do you want people to benefit from your work? So I find the healing arts professionals, this community generally has this part down probably more than other businesses and other industries. Because it's such a service-based profession, healing arts people know that they're helping people in a deep and profound way. And most people don't go into this field for money. So there's already a strong sense of meaning, a strong why in this work, and that's huge. But once the purpose is clear, once your purpose is clear about why you're doing what you're doing, once your values are defined and established as far as how you're going to be doing what you're doing, and once your vision is conceived, these form the most important assets for your business. This is the DNA of your business. which will form the nucleus of your business, which will inform every function, every service, every act, every purchase, and every expenditure, every revenue stream. So just as the blueprint for the flower, for the fruit, and for the tree is latent within each seed, and is latent within each cell of the tree, your answer to this simple question of why is something that you will want to hold in your consciousness and in your intentions as you go to work, not just in your business, but also on your business. Because in order to effectively express your vision, your values, and your purpose into your business will need to be shaped and molded with intention to become an effective container. And when working in your business and working on your business, the essential question becomes, how is this aspect of my business helping me work toward my vision? How is it helping me reflect my values and fulfill my purpose? When everyday activities of running your business come to life through these ideals, this will help you embrace these responsibilities and accountabilities as important facets of carrying out your purpose. As a business owner, you yield a fair amount of power over not only your patient outcomes, but also the lifestyles of your team members if you have team members or employees. And you also have potential impacts on your community through your work. So your effectiveness in handling that power through running your business well is also likely connected to your purpose. I'm hoping you can see this connection. Mutual prosperity. Principles in business often reflect principles in nature. Business is a phenomenon created by humanity, but humanity is a phenomenon created by nature. And so business oftentimes becomes a reflection of human nature. And the principles of nature can be seen working within each human. So business really isn't that far removed from nature at all. That's what I want to help you see with this logic. A holistic approach beckons us to establish and mold our business in alignment with nature's principles. The principle of mutual prosperity can be found at the heart of every business transaction. I should say every healthy business transaction. So what is mutual prosperity? Okay, so you guys know Darwin, of course. Darwin posited the principle of survival of the fittest. Thriving ecosystems, on the other hand, suggest to us this principle of survival of the most interconnected. Now, these principles aren't necessarily mutually exclusive, but perhaps the latter, this survival of the most interconnected, is most often overlooked in today's world. Symbiotic relationships increase chances of survival. So, this is as true in nature as it is in business. In business, this can be seen as a transaction wherein both parties come away feeling happy about what they received in that transaction. One party happily paid and received something of value, and the other party has provided a product or a service in return for some form of pay that they're happy with. Now, I'd like to invite you to think about your business in a little bit different way and see, we're taking a departure from the norm that we see in today's world, where in today's world we see most often what's highly valued is a business's ability to gain or to profit. I'd like to take a more holistic approach, and I'd like you to come with me and explore that territory. Consider this. Consider the success of your business defined not so much as how much you take, but instead by how much you give. But the reality is that in order to give, you must have something to give. You must be able to give without depleting yourself or without depleting your business, so that you can continue to give into the future to provide in a sustainable way. So this is what I call the art of giving, as there's both some give and some take involved. Both are necessary. The act of generating profits is vital for the survival of your business, but the act of sharing your profits is vital for a healthy economical system, a healthy society that lives in harmony with nature. This is the shift that I'd like to see the world take, with taking a more holistic view on accounting and business in general. Framed in this way, we can come to see that managing resources with conscious intention is a responsibility that can elevate our capacity to serve our communities. This is the territory wherein the deeper meaning of money begins to emerge. And with that, the system and processes of managing money and resources, which we call accounting, takes on profound significance. So, accounting systems provide a framework for financial accountability. It's not just about being accountable to governing agencies, but more importantly, it's about being accountable to ourselves and to the dreams we hold and to the gifts we bring to this world. Accounting systems are powerful because without them, it's difficult to develop our business in any intentional way, whether it be strictly for profit or whether it be on the other side of nonprofit or strictly social benefit. More than likely, it's going to land somewhere in between in that spectrum. But what I'd like to help you see is that accounting is about managing resources and managing our resulting power with these resources responsibly. And therefore, this becomes a subject of sacred responsibility. Here you have the image of the bees working as a collective unit to cultivate resources, store resources for a common purpose. So I invite you to take a moment to reflect here. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, and I hope that you can digest it, because just like food, you have to chew well, you have to eat slowly in order to properly digest the food. And so I believe the same is with knowledge. It's good to take it off in bite-sized pieces, sit with it, chew on it, digest it, assimilate it, and then, it becomes part of you. So I have a couple questions for you here. What comes up for you when you think about responsibility, accountability, power? What feelings, what thoughts, perhaps past experiences or things that you've witnessed in the world? Maybe just take a moment to notice that. What comes up for you? And can you see how managing responsibility, accountability, and power within the context of your business, how these are intimately tied to your vision, your values, and your purpose? In what ways are you able to see those connections? So go ahead, I invite you to take another minute here. Go ahead and list out a few examples of connections you can see. I'll let you pause the video and I'll wait for you here. Great. So thanks for doing that. If you went ahead and went with the prompts of these questions, I think this is ultimately going to help you get clarity on how you approach your work. And especially as you approach some of these processes, as you approach accounting, this is going to hopefully bring meaning to it and significance in a way that you can value what accounting can do for you and your business. So I even recommend coming back to these types of questions regularly, because expressing our deepest self into our business is naturally a highly iterative process. It's an evolving process. And much like many other skills in life, it requires practice to develop some proficiency. As we evolve, our business will evolve. And as our business evolves, it will compel us to evolve in ways that we may not have anticipated. And again, that's why I say that the life of an entrepreneur is a psycho-spiritual journey. It's a journey of self-development.